Avinash, Gorakshakar. Gentlemen, both of you, thanks so much for patiently waiting by. Let me take across the first query now, and it's actually at a recent listing, Bharat Coking Coal right now. And, our viewer, Radhakrishna, is actually asking this query. He's asking if he should buy into this. Avinash, I know it's a recent listing. We spoke about it a little bit in other shows, amongst others, but anyone who's looking at Bharat Coking Coal, anything that they should watch out for?
No, I think, Puneet, this is a recent listing, so I think not much of post IPO track record, but I think hopefully they are into a monopolistic kind of business. The IPO has made good money for investors, so I would say that unless the investor has got a slightly medium to long term horizon, at least a couple of years, because these kind of stocks take a considerable amount of time to get re-rated. And unless we get to see the first quarterly set of numbers, the conference call commentary, what is the kind of growth outlook, only then one can take a final assessment. But yes, from a long term angle, one can accumulate it at the current level, 38, 39 rupees, if one has at least a 12 to 18 month kind of time.
Okay, all right. So that's the view coming in on Bharat Coking Coal. Moving on to the next question, which is from Mr. Prem Kumar, who's writing us from Chennai, asking about Uniparts India. It's got around 50 odd shares at the levels of 504. Wants to know if we can continue to hold this from a long-term perspective. Avinash, any view?
Yeah, I think he can continue to hold. Of course, the market for them is the US market, basically the agriculture implement market, where Uniparts is a significant player. The company has a very strong logistic driven warehouse model. And I think in the last 1 or 2 quarters, numbers have been slightly mixed to weak. But hopefully, from the second half of this financial year, things should improve. So I think, at the current odd levels, the investor should hold on. I think, interestingly, the company is operating on a strong wicket. And I think going forward, over the next, say, 6 to 12 months, you could see better numbers. So continue to hold.
Got the view, Avinash?
IFL Finance is what I want to discuss with you as well. We've seen the numbers that have come in. The IT department has given them a notification as well with regards to what they need to do when it comes to accounting and auditing. What do you make of the numbers and the commentary? Because the stock is down nearly, 11, 12% already.
No, I think Hiral, numbers apart, whenever such kind of issues come up, I think the market obviously starts doubting on the sustainability and the authenticity of these numbers. So I think clearly we'll have to get fresh commentary from the management as to what exactly is the issue and how serious is it. Because if it is a minor issue, then I think the stock should improve in the next couple of days. But if at all the issue is big, and we'll get to know this from the company post its clarification, I would say that at this point of time, it's better to stay away. I think in this kind of market, any kind of hint of kind of misgovernance or any kind of authenticity on the numbers is something the markets would not greet the stocks appreciably. Today the stock is down by 10-11%. This is just a knee-jerk reaction, but I think going forward, most of the analysts would like to know what is exactly the issue. And only once clarity emerges, I think one can take a call. I think as of now, the management has not given any major clarification. So it's better to stay put for some time and let things settle down.
Okay, stay put, let things settle down. In fact, the stock has actually recovered slightly.
Avinash, views on Interglobe Aviation?
No, I think, Sharad, the markets have already discounted a poor performance because December, was a month which was a very volatile month. And although operations have now resumed, I think what remains to be seen is how they are going to cover up for the loss in the coming quarters. I think October to December has always been a very busy season for the airline business. They have lost a considerable amount of business. So my sense is, I think the commentary going forward and how they're going to catch up in future is going to be the key question. I think there's no doubt that it remains the largest airline in the country and enjoys the largest market share. But I think today the point is that whether they are able to catch up the losses they have done in the previous quarter. I think that will be visible in the March quarter, and hopefully next year should be a better year. So I think hopefully if the sentiment and if the air traffic continues to grow, and if they are able to catch up, the momentum, I think then the stock should definitely start gaining ground post the numbers.
Okay, all right.
Avinash, your view when it comes to any of these renewable companies?
No, I think numbers, Hiral, for Wari have been exceedingly good. I think both on the top line as well as on the bottom line. I think the order book also continues to be rock solid. And I think numbers have been much better than what the street expected. I think markets were expecting a slight pressure on margins and a slower profit growth. But I think in terms of Wari, they've delivered all the numbers on all the parameters. So my sense is that markets are now expecting players like Premier Energies also to put a solid number. In fact, Vikram Solar reported a number, but I think on a sequential basis the numbers were very disappointing. So my guess is that possibly Premier Energies could also repeat what Vari has done, and I think overall the sentiment remains positive. We believe that the government still will encourage renewable energy in a big way, and to that extent, I think visibility for the business continues to be pretty strong for all the solar players.
Okay. I do want to very quickly check with you on HPCL, Avinash. We spoke with the management, and the street perhaps a little bit disappointed by the refining margins that came through, and the management clarifying that even we spoke to the chairman and managing director, and he's essentially said that he was also unsatisfied, that he was anticipating that it would have been $1 higher, the refining margins, and there was that contamination that took place that had a bearing. So would you say that this is a good level to get in, considering that things might look better in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, I think hopefully, Alex, because if you look at MRPL numbers, the profitability shot up quite significantly. So this was a disappointment, considering that markets were expecting a very solid performance from HPCL in this quarter. If you remove the one-off, and I think hopefully if crude prices remain soft, they don't move up sharply, then I think GRMs definitely should show a good improvement in the fourth quarter. And I think to that extent, the disappointment which we have seen today for HPCL post the Q3 numbers, I think there could be some respite, hopefully if the quarter four is much better than quarter three.
Okay. On the fundamentals, a lot of people are gung-ho about it. On the financials, the outlook in terms of the management is the question. What is your opinion? Is this an opportunity to buy and double down?
No, I think, Alex, my sense is that a couple of quarters good performance comes in terms of data points. The markets would give a thumbs up to the new management team. And I think this is a large corporate now with a well-established team, a very strong brand pull. So I think, it's going to be business as usual. But yes, I think as you rightly pointed out, the markets would obviously look at the new management, its expertise, the kind of growth commentary it gives, and what it delivers over the next, say, couple of quarters. So once that happens, I think the comfort factor could come in. And obviously, investors who are willing to take the risk can definitely bite in and obviously nimble into the current price. It's a great business with a good amount of scalability and a strong runway for growth. But I think numbers will have to do the talking, especially for the new management team.